The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said to his disciples, "Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks the door will be opened. Which one of you would hand his son a stone when he asks for a loaf of bread, or a snake when he asks for a fish? If you then, who are wicked, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your heavenly Father give good things to those who ask him? Do to others whatever you would have them do to you. This is the law and the prophets." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Ask, seek, and knock, Jesus tells us. But remember that this gospel follows on the heels of yesterday's, in which he taught us the Lord's Prayer, which provides that broader context for prayer. It's not all about asking. It's not all about seeking what we think we need. It's about praising God first and foremost, giving thanks, trusting in God providing our daily bread, what we need, and aligning our will with God's. It's in that context that Queen Esther humbles herself, lying prostrate on the floor, on the ground, all day long in supplication, humbling herself to recognize that her need for God is our need for God, and her people's need for God. And in doing so, she is asking not only for what she wants, peace for her people, for God's people, but first and foremost, what is God's plan? What is God's will? Jesus says that when we ask, we receive. Not because it's what we asked for, but because when we ask in our right relationship with God, we are opening ourselves to God's will and to God's timing, by the way. As much as we live in an instantaneous world, why isn't this microwave done yet? God sees the big picture and helps us to trust and to wait in faith. We can trust because we have a relationship with God. That's why if we just turn to God when we're asking for something, we're most likely to not be persevering in our prayer. Because we're just turning to God like a heavenly Santa Claus. Will you grant me my wish? instead of having a relationship with the God who knows what we need, who would never hand us a stone when we ask for bread or a snake when we asked for a fish. How much your heavenly Father will give good things to those who ask him. May we always in our prayer start by recognizing God's goodness and our own humbleness, and then ask that what we need and what those around us need be part of God's will, and if not, to allow us to be open to whatever God's will may be.